All right, everybody, welcome out to the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, April the 19th, 2022. Jersey Johnny coming at you. And with me, as usually always, is Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Samurai.
Did you read my name right?
I'm sorry, is La Beer Samurai.
And why is it La Beer Samurai?
It's La Beer Samurai because he's coming to us right now from Pordenone, Italy. From here, I'm going to throw this up right now.
Pordenone.
Pordenone. I said Pordenone.
Pordenone. No, you didn't say Pordenone. That's not how you pronounce it.
I said Pordenone.
Oh, you said ah.
I did not say ah. Go back and listen.
I will listen when we get to the audio podcast.
When we get to the audio podcast. There you go. All right, I'll throw this up right now. And
Pordenone.
He is broadcasting live. It's almost midnight there. He's broadcasting live from Urban Farmhouse in Pordenone.
You just said Pordenone again.
You just said Pordenone. Pordenone, Italy. And with him is Fabio and Paolo.
Paolo's off camera right now.
Paolo's off camera right now. But
lean in, Paolo. There he is.
Hi, Paolo. How are you? Fabio is from is one of the owners of Urban Farmhouse, and Paolo is also what is Paolo?
So he is our host.
He's your host
at the Airbnb
there you go.
That we are staying at. He is a big beer guy. Right, loves his beer.
There you go. As both you and I are.
And this guy too.
I've been told too, and Fabio as well. There you go. Quite a lot. There you go. Absolutely.
Yes, we've already had some amazing discussions about beer.
That's awesome. I wish I was there. Believe me, I really do.
Oh, yeah. I want to say I wish you were here too, but I don't care.
You don't care. I didn't think so. I really don't think so.
We'll have to take a beer trip another beer trip together one of these days.
We'll definitely have to do that. We'll have to go to October.
That's a little foreshadowing for later.
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't even tell Fabio about our top three yet.
Yeah, we can do that.
We've been running around. So what we do? We're gonna have to pre-game the top three here, right?
We'll pre-game the top three. Tell them in a minute though. Let's take care of some housekeeping first. Today
we got some housekeeping.
Today is National Garlic Day, so happy National Garlic Day.
I'm in Italy, so I've had some garlic today.
There you go. And
actually, you know what? No, I don't think I've had anything garlicky today.
No, you didn't have any garlic on your Big Mac?
We actually, because we're in Italy, we saw McDonald's. We're like, we got to see if it's any different than it is in the United States. And I think I had my worst cup of coffee ever. Not ever, but since we've been to Italy, that was the worst cup of coffee. Yeah, because actually McDonald's coffee in the U.S. is actually considered pretty decent. Because
it's not bad.
Because since I've been here, the one thing I've realized is that American coffee sucks. It is awful. The coffee here is amazing. Almost every place we've gone, except for McDonald's, the coffee has been spectacular. God, it's so good. So no, because this morning what we did is we went to the prosciutteria in.
I wish I was with you there too.
Yes, which is near the Centro in Pordenone. Oh, dock. Yes, the dock. So we got some prosciutto crudo. We got some speck and some sorpresa. We got the Costa d'Aviano cheese. The same latteria, the bee something cheese. It was more brie like. That was really good. And we got some pane, some bread. And that was our breakfast.
That's a great breakfast. I'm telling you.
Oh, it was so good.
So on that note, so it was National Garlic Day. It's also National Amaretto Day. So happy National Amaretto Day.
Have not had any amaretto.
Both of those both of those are obviously,
Italian, so that's why we chose them.
There you go.
But for lunch, we did go to Mickey D's, as we call it in the States. Do you call it Mickey D's here?
He's in Italy, folks, and he went to McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
He went to McDonald's.
We call it Mickey D's sometimes. Yeah, Mickey D's.
It's already complicated to say
Exactly.
So we did. So that was lunch. But for dinner, we ate here.
I know. I
And
saw the photo. In fact,
yeah, so
did you see my comment on your check into the one New England IPA you had?
no, I didn't.
You
I
put up
haven't
a
been paying
picture. You
attention.
put up a picture of your burger and fries,
Uh-huh.
and I said, but that New England IPA has a little bit of a potato color to it. So yeah, so
Yes. No, but the burgers here. So in the United States, we refer to it as farm to table, right? Because all of your ingredients are local here.
Yeah, exactly. All the ingredients we use are always fresh and local. And we have our philosophy making the burger because we want to show to the people, especially in Italy, because in Italy the people look to the burgers as the fast food thing, as the crappy food. But we want to show to the people that if you use the best ingredients and if you have the right technique, you can make a burger as one of the best meal you can have,
Mm.
basically.
absolutely,
So
sure.
it's 6 years which we are trying to do this.
Oh, and the other thing that they prove is it's yes, it's definitely about the meat of the burger, the way it's cooked, the way it's treated, but
Mhm.
also the toppings. So
Yep.
when we came here, Paolo told us to get the peanut paradise.
Peanut paradise.
Peanut paradise, and I love it when an Italian say it because it almost sounds like penis paradise. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you said.
That's something completely different, and
Something different entirely.
yeah.
No idea.
When he first told me that, I'm like, penis paradise.
Well, it's he's
But then
saying
when we
peanuts.
say
He's saying the
peanuts,
S
we
on the
say
end.
peanuts.
It's plural.
Yes.
Peanuts paradise. Peanuts
Well,
paradise.
Italians aren't used to pluralizing things with an S at the end of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Everything is pluralized with an I at the end
I
of it
know,
or an E at the end of it, right?
but if he's saying it in
So
English, he's using
yeah,
the S. So
so he's using the S, so it's a little different. But this burger had it had peanut mousse, peanuts.
Yeah.
You say caramelized onion, but they seem to me like they were pickled onions.
Yeah, they are not halfway between
Caramelized
caramelized
and then picked.
and
so
pickled.
caramelized
Because our
pickled
chef
onions, basically.
work
Oh,
a lot to
I'm gonna have
mix
to do that
different
actually.
techniques.
I'm gonna have to work on that.
well, you know I don't like the chipla so much, right? I don't like the onions so
Uh-huh.
much, but these were delicious.
Mhm.
I'm not a fan of onions.
Uh-huh.
These were
I
delicious.
I am.
Yeah, I know you are.
I am.
Yeah, you need to come here. You need to come to Pordenone. You need to come here. You need to eat. You need to drink. You also saw that I don't know if you noticed that I posted up that we drank a couple of cantillons while we were
Uh,
here.
I did notice that. I was kind of trying to avoid getting more upset. I mean,
More jealous than you already
you've
are.
been making me jealous for a week already. You
I keep sending him
started before you
pictures
even got to Italy. I mean, come on.
of the food. Well, because even before we got to Italy, so we had a 5 hour layover in Munchen.
Uh-huh.
So we went to Schneider Brauhaus.
Okay. Okay.
So I was drinking Aventinus on tap.
Okay.
On
Oh.
speak. Oh.
Okay. I can understand.
And I sent it to him. All he sent me back was,
For those of you listening to the audio podcast, Dave was referring to
that.
the fact that I was giving him the finger. So
Well, he just mentioned the fact that I gave him the middle finger. So we do. So the one thing, and Paolo's absolutely right here, because I told him that this does become an audio podcast. He just asked me, he goes, "How does that translate to an audio podcast?" And I said,
I just explained
"John
it.
knows. We have to translate every now and then. There are sometimes though things will happen on the show that are
That are
visual."
visual.
That we will not translate because we probably shouldn't put that up on that was during the beer dinner was one of them.
Yeah, it was very bad. Yeah, no.
I will tell you about that after the
Yeah,
show.
off camera. Off camera.
What happened there? That
Yeah.
was that was hilarious. At any rate, so okay, so we talked about the burgers here, but the beer. Um, so Fabio curates a phenomenal beer list. So
I've literally for about an hour, man, maybe a little less, but for a while today, I was actually going back and looking at all of the, because you do the chalkboard, Fabio, with all of
the board,
the
the men,
board,
the
the
menu,
menu.
Uh-huh.
menu the beer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been looking at it, and it's just like one after the other. I'm like, oh, Dave has to have that if it's still there, and then I go to the next week. Oh, damn, it's not still there. Oh, but that's there. He can have that, and then
So John,
But
we started off with a Kellerweiss.
I saw that. Yep.
Oh, that was fantastic! And how long it? So you only got one keg of
Yeah,
this.
yeah. We always have one keg for every beer. Then we change. Since we are open, we had like more than 3,000 different beers
That's
on our
awesome.
keg.
Mm.
And yeah, maybe after 1 year, we buy again the same beer if we like it. But the thing is, after one keg, we change.
Yeah.
So we can see the
Rotation. Keep it going.
philosophy and the culture about beer. We can give to the people different beers every time they come here. So the beer you taste, there's always one keg.
Wow.
And
Which is, it's a little different in the United States because John used to manage a bar,
uh
right? So
a colleague.
yes.
Uh,
So explain to Fabio the constraints that you have as when it comes to tap space.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, there's going to be a couple of there was a couple of beers that we had to leave on all the time. They were just they were some macro beers and some other stuff that were always on. But I didn't have as many taps to work with. I had maybe about 10 to 12 taps that I could rotate. But I did the same thing. I rotated them. One keg at a time. I didn't get more than two. If something sold crazy, I wouldn't wait a year to bring it back in. I'd bring it in, if it were available then, or if it were seasonal or limited beer, I'd bring another one in right away. But what I would wait, I'd hold on to it, wait a little bit before I tapped it. But yeah, the constraints were a little bit more for me than you have there. But uh, we also there's not a lot. It seems you're getting you have so much great beer at your disposal that you can get. There's plenty in the States too, but the level of beer that you're getting there, it's difficult to get here. So, if you got that, did, did you get
Yes,
that?
yes. No, 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 no. He's listening. I just don't think he knows how to
I'm
respond to
not.
it.
I'm not sure. I think you can have the same level, the same quality level
Well,
of
like
beer
we can't just tell them like I can't
also
get Canty
there
on here. I
where you
can't get
are. And I really appreciate the fact that you have a way to rotate the beers on the tap as me
Yeah.
because in Italy I'm the only one. There's
Yeah.
no other brewery, there's no other pubs that have only one keg and then they change it.
Really?
Other my colleagues said me, "You're crazy. How you can do that?" And on Saturday, in the middle of the night, full of people. I finish a beer. Okay, I go and change the keg. I clean the line with water and I put on another keg.
You go up to the
I
chalkboard,
erase
erase.
the blackboard and I write a new beer.
Mm,
Maybe four times in a night on Saturday.
that's
And,
great.
and the other my colleagues said me, "You're crazy," and they said, "That's what I want to do because."
But that's the way to do it. No, you're not crazy. You're super smart. Tell them I said that.
Well, that gets us to one of the things I told you we wanted to talk about, which is that the craft beer culture in Italy.
Mhm.
Like, from your perspective, when did it start? How has it grown? Because let's face it, we're in a country of wine,
Yeah,
right? This country is all about wine. When people think about in the US, when we think about drinking and we think about Italy, the first thing that comes to mind is wine, right? We don't
I
know any we don't
First
know
thing that
anything
comes to
about
my mind is
Aperol
Urban
Spritz
Farmhouse
there.
now, but that's besides the point.
So what?
I said the first thing
Yeah,
that comes to my mind now is Urban Farmhouse, but that's
because
beside
this is what you need to get if you're coming to Italy, right?
exactly.
But wine will be the first thing that comes to our mind, and so in the American mind, everybody in Italy drinks wine. Everybody, right? So knowing now, we do know that there's some beer. There's been some birra artigianale, right, that has made it to the U.S. Right?
Hmm.
We've got what birra Balladine,
Yep.
birra de Borgo,
yeah.
right? These have made it to the U.S. and they're good.
There's several.
Yeah,
They're
they
good.
are good beers, by the
But
way.
what I've experienced since I've been here, there's better beer than what we're getting from.
For sure.
Okay,
Absolutely.
good.
Because,
That's what I meant.
yeah,
So
I need to make a long story short, but it's not quite possible. I try to
Tell us
do
the
that.
story. Yes.
Biro del Borgo and Baladin, they was one of the first brewers that started the craft movement in Italy. They start again like they start like maybe 15 or 20 years ago I'm not precise in speaking about times, but
Yeah, Chirka's okay.
it
Right.
was one of the first brewers. Then they Villa del Borgo, after 10 years, sell the brewery to a corporation to
Oh,
Inver. So
we know the story.
Inver,
Oh yeah.
okay? If you drink Villa del Borgo, Paladin it's at that time it's property owned, so it could be considered as a craft brewery, but
Yeah.
it's really a large one. Okay,
Right.
a large one.
Well, we have that in
Because
the
usually
U.S. Yeah.
the quantity that makes the difference between a factory brewery and a craft brewery is different instead of maybe Germany.
Right.
Germany, if you make 1 million hectoliter a year, you're a craft brewery as well.
Okay.
In Italy, the laws tell that if you exceed 2,000 hectoliters a year, you're no more craft brewery. But
Okay.
the reality is different
Right.
because a brewery that makes 2,000 hectoliters for a year is not really craft for me. Okay, if you are around 50,000 hectoliters or less, maybe you can be craft because there's
That's
compromises.
it's a big argument in the U.S.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Because
I know in US
it's it's really just it's more about the ingredients you use rather than the size, and I think a lot of it is because especially like people as old as John and I are, right? Our generation, we have a love for a brewery called Sam Adams, Boston Beer Company,
yeah, yeah,
because it started first, and they have gotten huge. So by any standard, they are no longer a crap brewery when it comes to the standard of size. When it comes to standard of them still experimenting with flavors and styles, and
yeah, yeah,
we still consider them a craft brewery because they're still doing that. You can go to their brew pub in Boston and explore different styles that they've done,
yeah.
which is these are considered craft styles.
Yeah, maybe there's not a precise
Nope.
standard to give to everything to consider
Right.
craft or not craft. But
So
I was walking outside the path we speaking about because the story was that two breweries was the first and they are so big that you can reach them in the US.
yep.
But here we have a lot of good breweries, amazing breweries that are too small to get
Right.
to you.
Yeah, they can't distribute to the U.S.
They can't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
there. Yeah.
So
Just.
so we ate dinner here. We went and picked up Paolo.
Hmm.
Paolo, you need to.
There is a solution for the problem Fabio is telling.
Okay.
Airbnb. Join us.
There you go. There you go.
All
I
this
see where he
money.
went there.
So
It's an American company.
so
Is
we
it?
came back. We came back to the Airbnb. We picked up Paolo. Like I said, he is our host. Him and his wife Anna have been amazing, amazing hosts. Um, oh my God, they've been fantastic. So many places that we wanted to go, we could not have gone to because you need right now with everything opening up. All the Italians are getting out. They're eating. They're being as social as Italians like to be. So you really need reservations to get places, especially this week because this weekend has been Pasqua. Right, right. So it's been Pasqua. So Anna has been fantastic at getting reservations for us. So a lot of places we've managed to go to because of his wife Anna. Right, it's been amazing. But so when we got done eating dinner here, and again the reservation here, Anna made for us. But when we were done, we picked up Palo, and we went to what brewery did we go to?
Radical.
Pongo. So Pongo is kind of between Chile and Cane- Cariano, Coniano, not Coney Island.
I was gonna say Coney Island.
Coniano. No, not Coney Island. So, but
That's a big distance.
yes. So Baripongo, Baripongo, Baripongo. They took home a couple of golds and a couple of silvers at an international beer competition in
Very nice.
Barcelona.
Very nice.
And what was the Belgian one we had? The blonde Mieta Minela Minela.
Mila.
This beer was fantastic. The brewery was fantastic. Every beer we had there was amazing. So again, thank you for recommending that, taking us there. Oh my God, so good. So that's
And
what we.
folks, we'll get the information from Dave actually, and we'll share all of these Urban Farmhouse as well, and these breweries or whatever. We'll share them on. We'll put them on a list on the
So
website. And
yeah,
we'll share them on the Facebook page too. So
what he's saying, because you guys can't hear him right now, is that all the information that we're giving, your information, your place, Bararipango, all of this, we will share on our website so that everybody knows, right? Actually, when the audio podcast goes out to all the different platforms we're on, and at the end, John does something very impressive. He's got all this. He's got this whole spiel down of all the places that we are and all that. You got to listen. I like to make fun of him when he does it, but it's still impressive. So you when it goes out in the teaser for it, it'll say where we
who it
were,
is?
what we talked about, who's that. So all those names will be up there, so
Nice.
people will see that.
Nice.
So now we were talking about the the beer culture here. So you said start off with these two. Has there been a turn more towards the birra artigianale, the craft beer?
When?
Not just when, but how big was it? How much do you see? Now, I'll say one thing. We came in just as the kitchen opened, before the kitchen opened. By the time we left, this place was full, right? So you're popular here.
Yeah, it took maybe we are open since 6 years, so it took 6 years or maybe something less to reach and have our fixed customers.
Okay,
And
like
because
this guy here.
yeah,
Yeah.
like this guy, but yeah, this guy is what was one of the first. Okay, but spreading the culture about beers, as you said, was not easy because all the people here doesn't care about the beers. They simply go to a bar and get drunk, drinking maybe a crappy blonde lager. Okay,
We can
and
say the name.
You can, yeah.
no, no,
No,
no.
no,
No,
we can.
he can't. You can, but he can't because he owns a business.
Start with H and end with N.
Ah, comes.
Okay.
Does it come in?
Can,
Does it
can
come
we
in?
put it like this?
Does it come in a green bottle with a red star on it?
Also,
Okay,
You can say that on our podcast. Everybody who listens to our podcast knows exactly what you're talking about. Will agree with you.
yeah, yeah, but the fact is this: we
We yeah,
start
we've said that
in
before, so it
the
does
middle
nothing new. So
of spreading the culture about beers because we love beers, and in this city there wasn't a place with good craft beers. So the fact is, we said, me and my associate, we said we want a place where drink good craft beers. So we open it. We tried to open it, and at the first we wasn't so popular. Okay, but we grow in 6 years we grow our business, but in parallel there was the craft beer culture that grew in Italy,
right.
Right.
all over the Italy, and there was a lot of brewery. Now there is like 1,000 craft breweries,
Wow.
official
Official.
official craft breweries, and then there was beer firm that they produce in other breweries, but they have their label.
Right.
So beer firm and craft breweries, maybe 2,000 breweries
Okay.
in Italy, and just a
That's
good
amazing.
result.
That's
That is
If you
amazing.
compare it
uh,
to 10 years ago when there was like 60, okay? In
Wow.
10 years,
10
That's
years.
growth.
You went from 60 to 1,000. That's
because
great.
So you can't hear him. He is amazed that you went from 60 to 2000 in
yeah,
10 years.
yeah, yeah.
So you can't hear him now?
Yeah, I can
So what?
hear, but
There is a delay.
Oh, there's a
delay.
delay.
It's
Okay,
like
because
10
he's
seconds of delay. So
because he's
it's
there.
like
So the
sending me
viewers know
email.
the face to the people that are listening and watching. There's a delay because he's listening on Facebook. Because if I went to straight speaker and microphone here, you get so much. Yeah, you get
Right.
the all the ambient noise.
Yeah.
We've run into the we've run into so many worse problems.
Actually,
This is
first
nothing compared.
layout, this place, you were sitting at the fridge because here was the kitchen.
This was the kitchen.
Yeah, the kitchen was there.
Was there.
The first layout was there.
So now another question is your popularity grew. Did it grow because of the craft beer or because of the burgers? Because the burgers are amazing.
I'm
So
going to say both.
when we start, we start only because
Paolo agrees with you, John,
Yep.
because he just went, which both.
Yeah.
yeah, it's going
Yeah,
crazy.
he just
Delay.
no. He said he goes. I'm guessing it was probably both because so
Okay.
what I've been doing is I've been sharing the food, the views because we were up in the Dolomiti, the food, the views, the beer, the wine, the prosecco, with all my friends there. By the time I get back, they're not going to be friends with me anymore because they're all hating me right
Right.
now because
We're
of
already
everything.
we're already not.
After Academy Oscars, they will substitute you with a guy for code, like code, the movie
Which movie?
with the sign languages
Which-
inside the beer.
there we go.
Yeah.
That's probably true. But
Yes.
then again, I may not go home.
If I were you, I wouldn't.
Stay here. I'll sleep right back there.
There you go.
There we go.
Exactly.
I gotta say, I love Pordenone.
Yeah.
It's of all the places we've been, it's like it's clean. There's history, but it's also clean.
Nice.
There's modernity around it as well. So you get the best of both worlds here,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been into a lot of places where you've got like a lot of history, but around it is kind of slummy. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All the
Um,
city is
Yeah,
set up. It's
yeah. So,
so,
but this
so
this
quick
place.
question. Okay,
Okay,
finish your.
so, no, finish. John.
I was going
John's
to
got a
say, so
question.
one thing we haven't done in, obviously we're going for 28 minutes already. What are you
The
drinking?
question. The question. Oh, what are we drinking?
Yeah.
Okay, so well, I've already finished what I was drinking.
Oh, I know. So I'm just about done with my first beer
So,
too. So
so you're gonna have
Talking and talking without drinking.
exactly.
talking with. So you're gonna have to pronounce this for me again.
Pohjala.
Pohjala. So
Pohjala, yeah.
this is from Estonia,
Right.
right?
If you go on Tallinn, that is the mayor city in Estonia, the
The
capital.
mayor city. That's named after the mayor city.
And by the way,
Pohjala.
all the people that was in Estonia tell me Estonia is a paradise for beers
Paradise.
and not only for beers.
Ah, nice. So this one is called Marshmallow Island.
Society in Estonia is really
It's a Baltic porter with lactose and vanilla.
Very nice. A Baltic porter
So
with lactose and vanilla. That's got to be amazing.
so Fabio has got another Pohjala.
yeah
Pohjala.
Pohjala. This
Pohjala.
is their. This is also a Baltic
The name
porter.
is Baltic Porter Day 2022. I had on draft, I had on tap last week, but
He saved some of it.
pour it on a bottle.
So
That's the one I saw on the menu. I saw that on the menu. So
so this one was aged on Palo Santo.
I love Palo Santo.
He just said he loves Palo Santo for the same reasons I do. It throws the amame. You get a little mushroom flavor to it. One of the more popular breweries in the United States is Dogfish Head.
Uh-huh.
They've got a beer called Palo Santo Marron. So it is a brown ale that is aged in Palo Santo barrels.
Oh no way!
Oh way,
Mhm.
it's so good, and that's one of the high alcohol ones, isn't it?
It's up there. Yeah, it's not super high. It's not 9. It's around 8 or 9, maybe close to 10. I forget. I gotta look.
We're gonna have to send them some Palo Santo Marron.
Yeah, because I had some. I
My
had some
address.
beers from
My
there.
address.
Yeah, are you going to share with him?
Of course.
Oh, of course, you better.
And just so
he's gonna use it as leverage for getting better reservations.
there you go. There you go. And just so you're aware, I'm not that the beer I've been drinking is going to match anywhere close to what you're drinking,
Oh
but
yeah, John. We don't care what you're drinking, but tell us anyway.
uh, from Whitman Brewing in Saratoga Springs, New York, I'm drinking Time is Money.
Whitman, time is money. What style are we talking
It
here?
is a Hellas Lager. This is a lager room, so it's a Hellas
Oh,
Lager.
there we go. So here's the one thing: the fact that we're drinking Baltic porters is awesome because since the podcast is called the Lager Room Guys,
There's no lager.
this is the funniest thing is for a lot of times we'll have whole shows where we don't drink any lagers whatsoever. Our guests will come on and they'll be ready with all kinds of lagers, and I'm drinking a stout and an IPA. He's drinking two IPAs, and we don't drink lagers. It's only called that because he also does a sports podcast. So in America, where the athletes go before the game to get changed, it's called the locker room. So he changed it to lager room. So it's kind of a play on words.
and and
Um,
and the sports podcast is now named something different anyway, so
yeah.
it doesn't
So
matter.
the sports podcast actually the name has changed, and the new name of the sports podcast is Get On With It.
Yeah, so
Because
let's get on with
if you ever listen to them, you're just like, come on, get on with it.
it.
It's like enough basketball. I don't care about basketball. Can we talk about hockey? Can we talk about football? And of course, in America, it's soccer, right? Right, soccer. Because we have football, so we can't call it football like the rest of the world.
John, can you talk a little bit so he can drink?
Did you hear that, John?
No, I missed it.
He,
What was it?
he wants you to fill space so I can drink.
Okay, I will fill space by telling you because I just finished my Hellas Lager, and I'm about to drink an ESB.
Oh my God,
There you go. Well, he said,
John. Oh, you're drinking. Okay, you're drinking. So remember, I told you that there was cane. So about 10 years ago, two breweries opened in New Jersey, the state that we're from. Carton, which is the beer I gave you guys, right? I gave them both.
"Yep, well, of course,
Paolo has already drank one of them. Right? Did you like it?
And one of them save it for my birthday.
He's saving one for his birthday, which is Saturday. So
nice, nice,
everybody,
nice."
let's throw up some birthday wishes
You
there
know
for
what?
Paolo.
And let's throw some birthday wishes for Paolo this coming Saturday. So that's the 23rd. Happy birthday,
Yep.
Paolo. Let's throw some birthday wishes to Dave, which was last Sunday, April 17th. Happy
You're not.
birthday.
Oh, I was gonna have her taste some of mine. You drinking with us? So I've got to hand this over the bar.
You got it. Let's say happy birthday wishes to Dave. His birthday
So
was
what
last
he's
Sunday.
so what he's just done is he's wished you a happy birthday for Saturday, and on the show officially now wish me happy birthday for what was it, Sunday?
Sunday was your birthday, yes. And now it's your turn. Go
Mm,
ahead.
I have no idea what it's going to say. Oh no, I was
Well,
going to say this is fantastic.
well, there's a birthday next week, but we can get to that next week on the show. So
Yeah. So next week, not to what is yours?
Thursday, next Thursday.
Thursday.
So we have another show before then. So,
We have another show before that. So
but we're all April babies. That's the point.
5 days after you is his birthday.
Oh,
Yep.
yes?
Yeah. So April's
It's a good month.
it's a damn good month.
It's a good month.
Aprile è buono.
You need to
Yeah.
brought you a Cantillon.
There you go.
He already knows about the Cantillon.
Oh,
I'm not bringing you a Cantillon, by the way.
oh, please do.
He's only got big bottles left, and I don't know. I don't know that I like you that much. An empty one. We'll bring in empty.
Bring me an empty. There you go. There you go.
So the Creek that I drank was not just the 100% lambic Creek. It was the Bio.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, they've got some good beer here, John. So the one thing we haven't done, and since you can't really hear him because there's the delay, is John has a question he asks everybody. Everybody we've had on the show, he always asks the same question,
You asked
and
it,
it
Ken.
is so I'm going to ask it because you can't hear him, and that question is, and we'll ask it of both of you. You can both say this. What got you? What got you into craft beer? What was that beer that was that aha moment? It was like there is better beer out there
What I've had before.
than like Moretti or Heineken. You know,
At the time when I twist myself from okay, it's a blonde, it's a beer, to Is that
You can curse on the show. We
You
curse on
can, you,
we fucking curse on the show all the
I
time.
don't want to ask you about this, but I try to
No.
make
L- l-
censorship to myself.
No, let it go.
Okay, what the fuck is that? It's no beer. So the beer that twisted me to the craft movement was the Punk IPA from Brewdog. That's for sure.
okay.
That that that
He said,
was
okay.
the first beer that was different from the other beers you can find around here.
Right.
And when I tried the first time, I understand that the beer could be really different from what I mean for beer
Right.
usually. Okay, because I had maybe some commercial Belgian beers. I have a lot of lagers. I have a lot of Bock, Doppelbock or something.
Right.
Okay, but when I taste that beer, and it was like 12 years ago or 15 years ago or something like this, it turned me something in my brain. So I started passionate about craft beers. I started searching for another beers like that one. So, and I'm here right now.
And it grew into this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to thanks the guys from Brewdog. Now they are billionaires and they make crappy things.
Yes, they do.
I doesn't care.
And they have a hotel in Ohio
I know.
where
You
you
can
can
make
have
a bet.
you can make a bath with beer. You can your shower. You can have a refrigerator that has beer in it. You can have a if you pay extra, you can have the tap in your room activated so that you can constantly pour beer. Yeah, it's disgusting and beautiful at the same time,
Yeah,
right?
like putting a beer in a squirrel.
You know,
You don't know? I
no.
think that Brewdog made a really special series of beer, and they use the body of like
Oh, the squirrel.
Right.
Yeah, we roadkill. It was
Yes.
called
Sink the Bismarck.
37
no, not
different.
Sink the Bismarck. It was called End of the World.
Yeah, yeah, the
End
beer
of the world. Yeah,
End of the world. End of days. End of the world. Yeah.
End of days or something like that, where they took dead animals off the
yeah,
road,
yeah,
taxidermied them, and shoved
yeah,
bottles
yeah.
in them. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tons
Well,
and
I've had tactical nuclear penguin. I haven't had that, but
yeah.
I also have I also have two bottles of their ice buck they did 2 years ago, which is 2 years ago,
He's talking
which
about
is
the ice box that they did 2 years ago.
called Strength by Numbers.
Strength by
It's a
numbers.
it's a 56.7 56 point
56.7. Yes, ice
percent
box, where they
percent ice
just
buck.
kept bringing it.
then they make because a German brewery made a 40.0.
That was Sammerschloss, right?
Yeah, and they make the Sint Bismarck.
Yep. And
They
they
made
That
claimed
was genius.
they claimed that they
I
didn't
drink those beers.
they claimed that they didn't do it as competition, and
right,
everyone went bullshit. We know you did as
right.
competition,
Yeah. It's like a joke to that brewery by saying,
making
okay,
the strongest. So, Paolo, he answered the question, and I saw when we asked that question, what was the beer that got you? What was that aha moment? What was the beer? You had to stop back and think a little bit. Have you figured it out?
Yes. It's not one beer in particular,
Okay.
but I consider myself really lucky because for most of the years I drank beer, I drank in places from the tap.
Right. So,
So my
so,
tradition of drinking with cane and beer, it's really late, like 3, 4 years ago.
so what he's talking about is Paolo's traveled.
Right.
He's gone to many different places. So he's talking about what I talked about earlier during the layover, sitting in Schneider and drinking Aventinus, going to Brussels and drinking the beer there, right?
So my favorite place in Pordenone shut it down. So I had to find a new places. And I found Pitbull, that is 10 minutes drive from home. And this place used to have four, let me say, commercial beer
Right?
and four brand new beer. Doesn't have to
Local.
be local craft or
Okay.
sometimes, for example, I remember that Lupulus, that was the former master, Euro master of Chuf,
Shoof.
Belgian
Oh,
beer.
love Shoof. Yes.
And so I discovered that there is beer outside of huge company. And then slowly, I start to discover local places that have craft beer. And finally, Fabio opened a place. I can come here with my bicycle.
That's a
As you
beautiful
get,
thing.
wait a second, the tandem or the single?
The single.
The single.
The single. There you
They've
go.
got they've got a tandem bike, but sadly, his wife does not drink beer,
Oh,
so he
geez.
does not take the tandem here. No. um, so let's see. Oh, no, 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 no. We did a podcast from, what was that, Nobo Brewing, which is North Boynton Beach in
Nope.
Florida,
Right.
right? And Nobo. Actually, I should give you one of those stickers. I have one of those stickers as well, because you
There
can
you
see
go.
they got stickers up here on the ceiling. So
I
I,
should
I, I
I should have sent you. I totally dropped the ball. I should have sent you with a bunch of stickers.
yeah. So the one thing is, and I told you this. So John is opening his own brewery.
Oh,
So he's got.
greetings, mate.
So it's called.
We're waiting for the first can.
Oh yeah.
You've got to import a keg here.
Yeah,
There
when
you
you
go.
come
We'll
here,
work
you're
on
gonna
that. We'll work
come
on
here
it.
with the
Absolutely.
bag.
There you go. It's called Coastal Brew Works.
Coastal Brew Works.
They're going to be opening in Wall, New Jersey. His head brewer is Matt Patensky. Matt Patensky, he has brewed at a bunch of different breweries in New Jersey already. There's the logo right there.
Oh,
I,
that's
I
nice.
think it looks like like kind of a multicolored marshmallow peep. Um,
Nice. Thanks a
but I
lot.
love it. I love it. It's good.
It's nice. It's nice. Really.
So so Matt's brewed at a bunch of different breweries in New Jersey, and John was the first one to actually kind of nail them down to one place. It took really big spikes and a very large hammer, but he's finally managed to do it. So Matt
I was
finally,
speaking with the carpenter.
and he's covered. This is Jesus over here.
Right.
Um, he's got the hair.
I saved you. I'm saved.
So yeah, so he's opening a brewery, and I don't know where I was going with that, other than to say that you were opening a brewery. There's a point to that direction.
The point was we'll work on getting distribution to Pordenone.
Yes, so yeah, he's going to try to get distribution to Pordenone.
I was waiting for you to
You
say it. That's
keep
why I said it.
saying it wrong.
Busting your chops is why I
I've
said it.
spent 100 days of trying to learn how to pronounce Italian words, and
Pordenone.
the one thing that I've learned is that where we're from, we say everything wrong. But apparently, and this is the Italian American community, says everything wrong. Like like the worst, I think the most egregious one, the worst one is capicola. Capicola is one of the meats, and it's supposed
Ah,
capicola,
capocolo.
capicolo,
Capicola.
capicolo. You know
Capicola.
how
Yeah, no, no,
you
no.
know
In
you
Italy, it's an OA at the end, so it's
yeah,
Capicolo.
capicolo. That's right. It's capicolo.
Okay.
You know how it's pronounced in the United States
No.
in our area? Gabagool.
Gabagool. It's like a ghoul and then a cat.
The word doesn't have to be
A
good.
cat on a
Is
ghoul.
Cool.
Call it as you like.
Is yeah,
Well,
not grab a ghoul,
not grab a
gabagool.
ghoul. No, not grab a ghoul. You got to grab a ghoul, grab a ghoul. No, it's gabagool. Um,
Yeah,
the-
but
so
Yeah,
mozzarella,
mozzarella.
mozzarella,
yeah.
Mozzarella.
mozzarella.
Mortadella.
No, he's right. Say it again.
It's the
Mozzarella.
cheese.
Mozzarella, the cheese, the
Mozzarella.
formaggio.
Cheese.
Mozzarella. We just say mutz,
Mozz.
Or
mutz,
mozzarella.
or mozzarella. So for some reason, we like to take R's and make them sound like D's.
Yeah, yeah.
We even like and we do weird things like what's the there's another one that's oh yeah, it's a prosciutto, not prosciutto.
It's not prosciutto, it's
It's
prosciutto.
just
San Daniele.
It's not with a
huh?
P, Dave. It's a B.
San Daniele.
San Daniele.
San Daniele. Prosciutto di San Daniele.
Prosciutto San Daniel. San Daniele.
Yeah,
San
San
Daniel.
Daniele. San Daniele. San
San
Daniele.
Daniele. So because what we get in the United
I
States
love
is
San Daniele. Is it
prosciutto da Parma. So what we get is
San Daniele? San
yeah,
Daniele prosciutto
we
di
get it
Parma.
from Parma. But we've had how many times have we had the San Daniele? No, do, do, um,
Due? Due?
Twice. Well, no,
I,
what
I know
twice
what due. I'm
is how
Italian, Dave. I know what due is.
yeah, but you're New Jersey Italian. Doesn't mean you know how to
Doesn't
pronounce.
matter. I know how to speak Italian. So.
Huh?
John is boiling.
Oh yes, he is. Oh yeah. I have sent him pictures. Ugh. But the send.
Why?
John, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Thank you.
It's your friend, not mine.
Grazie.
We're not friends. We'll be friends by the end of the night. We'll be friends by the end of the night. So no, but the San Daniele, what I like about it, it's more subtle. It's not. It's delicate. It's beautiful. Um, anytime I go anywhere and there's a bunch of different meats, the prosciutto is saved for last.
Mhm.
Always save for that. The prosciutto crudo.
Okay.
Always save
Save
that
for
for last.
last.
Yes. So even though I love speck, I'll eat the speck. I'll drink some water, then it goes to the prosciutto. Because if you eat speck first, you can't really taste the prosciutto because the speck's got that heavier flavor. So I love it. So we've had that.
You are professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We refer to it as snob in in the U.S. Right, John?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, a little bit of a
Absolutely.
snob. So let's
Yeah.
see what else. What else do we need to cover here?
I have
Well, we could do our.
You
Why
what?
don't you? Why don't you?
something to cover.
Well,
To make you understand the listener where we are.
okay. Lean in so they can see you.
Yep. Can I go, John?
Yeah, go.
Oh yeah, he's not talking right now.
So, more or less, we are in Friuli. Friuli is the corner on top east of Italy.
Mhm.
So we have Mediterranean Sea above, Austria on top, Slovenia on our, and the other part of Italy on the east west. Let me allow me to say that my region here, Friuli Venezia Giulia, is like Tuscany. But the point is that we are not prepared perfectly for tourism. So you really need a host, someone that guide you because you can't trust completely Google. You can't trust completely advisors and,
I
and
agree. I
everything.
agree.
But you will have a journey incredible. In a couple-hour drive, you will have beautiful mountain, beautiful landscape, the sea. We have a couple of ski resorts even, and
Many unique places.
yes,
Oh,
and it's not well known as Tuscany, but it's strongly well connected thanks to the airport of Venice. We are here where we are speaking. We are 1 hour train from Venice. So I strongly advise to many Americans they are already used to smart traveling, traveling without so many comfort, but searching for something to discover this part of Italy. There are many things for you, and can be really great for you to discover local beers, local wine, local product. We are the region of San Daniele ham. We are the region of Hilly coffee. We are the region of Refosco wine.
oh, the Fosco.
And
Many white wines and
many
etc.
white wine.
etc.
We are the region of orange wine in Italy, and it's starting thanks to people like Fabio and his partner Christian in Bira Galassia to have a small brewery. We are probably young in this, but we are kind of people where young doesn't have to be an expertise because we like to travel. We used to travel for working all around the world. Like my grandpa used to be a miner in Belgium, and we keep this expertise everywhere, and we bring it back here. So uh, discover this part of Italy next time you take a plane and visit Italy.
And I'm going to have to second that. So you know why I discovered this region of Italy. I came here because my son is here,
Hmm.
and we have fallen in love with the landscape.
Mhm.
I love driving up into the hills and the mountains.
Yeah.
Okay. So my birthday on Sunday, from a recommendation from his wife Anna, we had lunch in Lago de Barches.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful. But then we drove to Piancavallo. Piancavallo is one of those ski resorts that he just spoke about. That drive between the two of them If you like to drive and you like to turn and you really like to get on the gears of your car, that drive is a lot of fun. If you are a passenger, not
Yeah,
so much.
not so much. Yeah.
because yeah, I don't know if I don't know if you could hear Carrie laugh in the background because I think she was gripping onto everything she could possibly find. Now
Well,
the
you know what?
passenger.
Hold on. In all fairness, while you're driving straight on the parkway, people grab onto everything
This
that they
is
can.
true. What he said is usually when I drive on a straight road, people grab onto everything out of fear. He's not that wrong. But my son was sitting in the passenger seat next to me, and he was relaxed the whole time because he grew up driving with me. He knows the way I drive. But that was a lot of fun. But we still need to find the name of that. We were coming back from Belluno, and there was this one road that was all just switchbacks and tunnels. It was this pass that
You
was.
made this road that have a lot of tunnels.
Yep.
You have a short tunnels, then a turn, then another tunnel.
And the turns are in the tunnels.
There you go.
That was so much
That was
fun
constructed in the Second World War.
by the Austrians, right?
No, by the Italians.
But I thought the
Fight against the
oh
By the Austrians or the First World War. But the thing is, they made it by hand on the rock. Okay, and this, I
it's
know.
crazy.
It's crazy.
It's fun.
It's totally fun.
John, I'll have to send you a picture that I have of the road from the bottom where you can see all the tunnels, all the
Yeah,
switchbacks.
do that. Please send me that picture.
Oh,
And
it's insane. It was so much fun.
on that note, John Donovan just commented and he says, "What region are you in, Dave?" And Kerry actually answered him. She said, "Pordenone,
But the region is Frulia.
Frulia.
Frulia, Venezia.
Friuli, Venezia, Giulia.
Friuli,
Venezia.
Venezia, Giulia.
Friuli, Venezia, Giulia.
So that's the region.
It's the north. It's the
Just
northeast corner of
Friulia.
the country.
Okay.
Main
Friuli.
city, Trieste.
Trieste. And Trieste, did I tell you about my story in Trieste?
Maybe, but not only.
There you go.
You're going to love this. So we go to Trieste. And not really knowing much from much.
Listeners, you have to remind that this guy here is perfect. So he's planning every details. And
He
then
knows
he came
Oh.
to Italy and something happened.
everything.
He was prepared.
Everything went wrong. I had to throw everything out the window. So we go into Trieste,
Dave
and
said, John said, "Sounds great." Yeah.
so we go there. We want to see a lot of the history. We found a craft beer bar called Hops and Rock.
Option rock.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
Good beer, good beer. And we went to dinner actually at a Serbian restaurant called Rustica. Very good, lots of meat. It's awesome. And but we parked when we parked. I wanted to park close to the restaurant, but also close to was it Castello de San Giulia? What's the San Giusto. Castello de San Giusto. So I found this one parking lot. Now, what I did not understand was this parking lot was attached to the local grocery store, Co-op.
Oh,
So,
okay.
because in the U.S. the word co-op is cooperative.
Yeah.
So you could have a parking garage that is a cooperative. So it's like, oh, it's a co-op parking. It's a co-op parcheggio, right? Right. So we parked there, not knowing that when we go to get the car, the place is now locked down.
The day before holiday.
The day the day before my birthday.
Yeah.
So yes, the day before Pasqua, Easter. And so we wound up spending the night in Trieste. We had to find a hotel over the holiday weekend in Trieste, which is a big tourist spot. It cost a little bit of coin, but we stayed there, one room, all three of us. And we get up in the morning, we go back, and we see a sign that the grocery store is closed till Tuesday. But
Yeah, for the holiday, for Sunday and Monday. Yeah, it's close for the holiday.
so,
Know that.
but I see a box on the wall.
Anna told me.
See a box.
Okay.
See a box on the wall, and there's a button. We press the button.
Believer, co-op.
Co-op. So I see a
Pull up.
button on the wall, press the button, and I say, "Hey, my car is locked in here." Without saying a word, the gate opens. Like, so we're able to get.
It was a miracle.
It's an Easter miracle. He has risen.
Listen to me.
If I were you, I'd have tried that the night before too. But you know,
The thing is, though, I said that. I said maybe if we had found that
Was
button,
a
then
gate or was a rock?
no, it's a gate. It's a rock.
Yeah, because it was Easter.
And the thing is, it did roll to the side.
Did you see the
Yeah.
light?
I
Did you
we
see the light?
actually we walked into darkness.
Ah.
Notice
and drove out into light.
and drove out into the light.
Simple what a time.
Once we realized no one else was in there.
Right.
But but my son says, I said, it's a shame I didn't notice that button the night before. And
Yeah.
but my son said to me, he goes, "This is Italy. At 8 o'clock, all the security guards are done. There's no security guards at 8 o'clock. No one would have answered that after 8 o'clock.
There you go.
After 20, no one's going to answer anything. So it was it probably wouldn't have worked anyway. So we would have had to stay over and got it the morning after. But at least we got got back, got to go up to Lago de Baches.
There you go.
And then driven through the mountains. We did some geocaching in the mountains, which is a lot of fun.
You even find it over
Oh,
in
you know
Italy, right?
geocaching? Yes. Yeah, we've done some in here. Pordenone's got some. So we found some of those. There's one that we did. It's like it takes you to all like the buildings up from the the main piazza. You bounce back and forth, and you
Mike
got to
Piazza?
answer. No, not that Piazza. He just said Mike Piazza from the New York Mets, which is a baseball player. So Mike Piazza is very square, by the way. Anyway, so you get the joke later.
Hold on.
Uh, what are you doing?
I'm pointing at my Mets cap right there.
Yes, he's got a
There
Mets
you go.
cap back in there.
Yes, I got the joke. My Piazza is very square.
Okay,
I get it.
very
Piazza's
square.
I get it.
So, but at the end, it's supposed to lead you to where something is hidden,
Right.
and that thing's it's gone. It's not there. So, but we still had fun learning about the buildings. It's this great building in Pordenone that's got all of these faces on it, and there's this one face of this one guy going. I'm like, I really identify with that guy right there.
Yeah. On a daily
They're really-
basis.
Yes, on a daily basis.
There you go. All right. And should we do our? Should we get to the top three?
You want to get to the top threes?
Why don't you explain to them the top three, and then we'll go first, and then they can chime in.
usually,
Because clearly, I don't think any of us are going to have the same.
No,
with
I don't
them.
think we're gonna have the
So,
same. If they have any, we'll see. So the top
We'll see,
threes.
sure.
John usually does this, but since you can't really hear him, there's a delay. I'll explain it. So the top threes is something that we came up with. So in the United States, you watch a lot of Letterman, so that you know top 10. Yeah, it's a big thing, right? Right. He loves Paolo loves Letterman.
Dave Letterman.
He learned how to speak English by watching Letterman,
There you go.
right? Yeah. So you know the top 10. We know that if we did top 10, we'd be here all night. Because also, even though we do top threes, we tend to go to 4 or 5. We tend to throw in honorable mentions. But the reason we call it top threes is when we first started this podcast, it was only John and I. We didn't have guests to begin with. So you put the 2 threes together, you come up with 33, right? 33 in the United States was the year that we lifted prohibition. So we celebrate 1933 for this. So that's why it became top threes for us. So every show we have a top threes. The category change, just like on Letterman, the category changes every single time. So the category tonight that we came up with was top 3. How did you put it? Top three
favorite
beer trips that we've taken. So trips that you've taken specifically due to beer. I know one of yours already because you told us in the car. So think about it. John and I will go first to give you guys time to think about it. And if you don't have 3 or if you got more, that's fine too. So, John,
you want to start, or you want me to start?
No, you go ahead and start, and I will tell them what you're saying.
Okay. All right, I'll start. I'll give you my honorable mentions first.
He's going to go honorable mentions first.
I'm getting my honorable mentions first.
I'm only going to stick to 3 tonight, though.
Okay. I'll breeze through my honorable mentions.
So John takes a lot more beer-related road trips than I do. You've been to quite a few places, so this is probably harder for him to narrow down than I will.
So two of them. One One of my honorable mentions and one of my top three are actually from last year. So,
So one of his honorable mentions and one of the top three is actually from last year.
so
This is when things were still kind of locked down, but still kind of open.
just kind of coming out of it, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
so honorable mentions. It's going to be my Pittsburgh trip. It was only a 3-day trip, but my trip to Pittsburgh last July. Hit a bunch of great breweries. I've been to Pittsburgh before, but this particular trip last year, just the breweries we hit and everything else.
I'm surprised that's only an honorable mention. I thought so. He's saying
Well,
Pittsburgh.
wait till you hear the three. So
Okay, so Pittsburgh, I thought would have been one of his top three because I know he had a great time there. So it's your honorable mention. Got it.
So between the tell them the breweries, but like between some of the breweries that I had been to before in Pittsburgh, and some of the newer ones.
Well, what's there's a German brewery in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, there's Hofbrau is in
Hofbrau. So Hofbrau has a production brewery in Pittsburgh, and it's one of the few breweries outside of
Munich
that actually brews the Fest beer, right?
Yes.
Right.
Actually, no, I take that back. The Oktoberfest, the Märzen, and the Maibach. Those two beers, any location of Hofbrau, it's only brewed in Munich.
Okay, I had it backwards.
Every other beer is brewed in the locations.
So the Märzen, the Oktoberfest, it's the only beer that they don't brew that they get from München. So everything else, every other Hofbrau beer, they will brew in Pittsburgh. That one has to come from Munich. Yes.
Right. So, but yeah, Grist House and Voodoo and Abjuration and I'm just and Dancing Gnome and
he's throwing out a whole bunch of brewery names that
crazy
you probably won't know, but
anyway,
Grist House, Dancing Gnome, some really fun
really great breweries. Yeah. My trip to Vermont in 2017, we don't have to go through that or anything else. And every single one of my Extreme Beer Fest trips up to Boston.
So his other honorable mentions was a trip any trip he's taken to Vermont, but also every time he's gone to Boston for something called Extreme Beer Fest. So Extreme Beer Fest is put on by Boston Beer Company, which is Sam Adams. Also, it's in collaboration with Beer Advocate. So the Ostrom brothers
and
right?
Dogfish Head.
And Dogfish Head. Well, Dogfish Head and Boston Beer Company are the same people now.
Now they are,
right? Yeah. Now they are. But before that, it wasn't. So they've been good friends for a while. So this marriage is not a big surprise to
when we're done, I'll explain my theory as to how this happened. But
he's got a theory as to why it happened when we're done with this.
And it includes me.
So they put on a festival every year. We call it EBF, Extreme Beer Fest, and it's just a lot. You have to be invited there. So it's just an honor to be invited. Yep. And if you're a brewer, your job is to make everybody go, why would you do that? Why would you make this beer? And then your second yes, and then your second job is to people go, this is insane. Let me try it. Oh God, that's good. Every now and but it works. Every now and then you'll get a beer you're like, this is insane, and you really shouldn't have done this. But that's the rarity. Usually, yes. Okay, so we're past your honorable mentions, Johnny.
So my number three is going to be from last year. It's in August last year. Jess and I went to Portland, Maine for 3 days, and then Boston for 4 days. And in Portland, we were with Mr. Samurai. So you can explain Portland. In Portland, I'll say it really quick. In Portland, all of the breweries we visited in Portland. I mean, the standard ones, obviously, Allagash and Definitive and Battery Steel and which we call Foundation.
He's through a lot of
over to Mass Landing and Fort River. But Navari Res and the newer one too. Bellflower. We had them on the show last.
Bellflower was really good. Yes, they were on the show. Bellflower is called. But so what he's talking about is last
Rising
August.
Tide and Austin Street, and I mean I could keep going on.
Let me know when you're done.
I'm done. But that was just the first 3 days of the trip. That wasn't even.
That was the first 3 days. So he took last August he took a trip to Portland, Maine. To any European listening who wants to go to the United States and visit one town for beer, that is Portland, Maine. How many Portland, Maine. How many breweries do they have there, John? Like 35?
Yeah, upwards of 40. Yeah, within the
Yeah,
area,
yeah,
within.
close to between 35 and 40 breweries.
What?
And any style you want to think of will be made there. So there's the ones that are in town, there's ones that are towards the north side of town, there's ones that are outside in the industrial belt. Allagash, have you ever heard of
Oh
Allagash?
yeah.
Yes. So
I have
they're
the bottle opener.
you got an Allagash bottle.
Because some people wrote me some Allagash.
They're from Port.
Beer.
Yes, they
We've had them
do.
on the show.
And so this trip and then he went to Boston after that, and Boston's got is a great beer culture there. So this particular trip will come up a little later, and I'll explain why when we get to it.
There
So
you go.
in my
And
top three.
yeah, there you go. And
So
yeah, just amazing beer. And of course, I
so
mean,
and
anybody that's
and his
listened to the show before has heard me, talk about Night Shift and all the other breweries
so
and,
his
all the
the
beer
hat that
bars
he's
and everything
wearing.
else.
So Johnny's always wears a cap. And it's not because he's bald. He's got a beautiful head of hair, actually. He's just too lazy to comb it. So he likes to wear a cap, right? You can
Exactly.
nod. Yeah. So what's on his cap is the logo for Night Shift Brewing. Night Shift Brewing it's just across, well, they've got a bunch of different locations, but the main brewery is just across the Charles River from Boston. And they make great beer. They really make great beer. Their sours, their IPAs, their stouts, their
The
barrel
German
aged
styles.
bourbon, and they do a bunch of German styles too. They're very very good. All right, so Johnny, number two.
My number two is going to be going back 6 years. My Denver trip for Great American Beer
Oh,
Fest, and so many breweries. I don't even want to mention them. I mean,
so
Avery, Black Shirt,
Avery. So he's talking
Denver
about
Beer Company,
Denver
and
now.
Ratio, and on and on and on.
So Denver hosts the largest craft beer festival. I think it's the world, right? It's
It's
called the
the
Great
biggest.
American.
It's not the biggest beer fest in the world. No. Though
No, not the world.
I believe the one in Denmark is the biggest.
Denmark being the biggest. Yeah, Denmark being my biggest. The
Yeah,
biggest one in the U.S. is called GABF, Great American Beer Festival. It's what, a 3-day festival, 4-day festival,
3 days.
3 days. It's a 3-day
It's five. There's
festival.
5 sessions. It's one Thursday night, two Friday, two Saturday.
Oh, there's one Thursday night as well. So there's 5 sessions. You need all 5 sessions to hit every
Oh yeah,
brewery that's there.
you do.
It's it's massive, and even if you do 5 sessions, you may not make it to all of them because by the third session you're just going to fall down. Okay, so that's number two is Denver, but Denver, the main brewery he mentioned is Avery. Avery is you've heard of them. They're known for making
I
beers
have
way up there.
something from Avery.
Yeah.
They brought,
So they're closing up. He's losing his he's now lost his wait staff.
There you go. We're just about
What is
done.
her
And
name?
my
Mikol. And Mikol.
Mikol.
Micol.
There we go.
Mikol.
So
Yeah,
good night, Mikol.
there you go. My number one is
Buonanotte.
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 So your number
Buonanotte.
one
My
trip
number one
was
is my trip that I took 3 years ago. My 50 breweries in 10 days trip.
3 years ago. 50 breweries in 10 days.
Ohio, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and Pennsylvania.
So he did a road trip where he went through Pennsylvania into Ohio, up into the Great Lakes region, came down into Kentucky. Let's talk about the music. We can keep the music going. The music's not bothering anything, is it?
Nope, not at all.
Nope, no. The music's fine. So yeah, that's the one thing. One of the first impressions that we got that Carrie really loved about when she came in. No, he's okay. That Carrie knows, like, they're playing early '90s hip hop and rap here, right?
You have
So
Boys
she's
to
like,
Men on?
I like this place. No, because it was really almost all rap when we came in. So we're talking about the music that you play here, like early '90s rap, hip hop.
Yeah, tonight.
Tonight,
Yeah, tonight
oh, it
it's
changes.
like-
It changes.
it's like-
Tonight's early 90s hip hop and rap. I got you.
So his number.
Choose.
So John's a big sports fan. So a big portion of this trip was making it to a place called Lambeau Field, Lambeau Field is where the Green Bay Packers of football play. And whereas him and I are both big New York Giants fans, his second team is the Green Bay Packers. So he had to go to Lambeau, and he just hit most breweries along the way. There's 50 breweries in 10 days. Came back with a lot of beer and a lot of merchandise, hats and shirts
Many
and
caps, a few shirts,
yes,
some
many caps.
hoodies, and
So that's your number one.
yeah, it's my number one. So there you go. That's my top three.
Okay, so
So
I'm gonna try to
yours will
share
be
some.
quicker because you can tell them and me and everybody else at the same time.
Yeah, so I don't have to translate. Yeah, I don't have to transfer everything to them because you can hear me, they can hear me. I'm not
Right.
going to put these in any order because there is really no order to these because they're all fantastic. So I'm going to start off with the one that you had mentioned. So John had mentioned he'd gone to Portland, Maine. Was that just last year?
Just last year, August. Yeah.
Where'd she go? Oh no, she's in the bathroom. Okay, never. She's not there right now. So it was just last year. It was just last year. We had gone. I took her up to Acadia, Maine. Acadia is a national park. It's like mountains right on the ocean. It is magical. It is a beautiful place. And then we came down to Portland. The reason we were in Portland, it was August. That was her birthday, right? So what was it? We were in Allagash on your
We
birthday.
were at Allagash at 11
Yeah,
o'clock in the morning on her
at
birthday.
11 in the morning.
Birthday is really important, but it's not April.
It's not what? It's not April. No, it's maybe the second best month, August, Agosto, but Aprile.
April is another.
Yeah. What? Yeah. So we'd gone there, but we came down to Portland, met John and Jess. We started at 11 o'clock in the morning at Allagash, and then just hit brewery after brewery after brewery after brewery to the point by the time we got to the last brewery, I couldn't taste anything anymore. It was just, and unfortunately that was Bellflower. But
Right.
luckily I'd bought some stuff at Bellflower, brought it home, and drank it when I got home, and realized how good this brewery is.
And remember that was after the night before at Liquid Riot and Navarre Res too.
Yeah, we had done a bunch of drinking the night before as well, which is what we do. So another one was, guess it was probably about 4 years ago. I had taken a solo trip up into Montreal, Canada,
Ah, whoa.
and they've got a pretty good beer culture there.
Yeah,
Pit Caribou is very, very good. That was probably my favorite brewery there, but the best known one is, say it with me, John.
Duchiel.
Let him say it first. De de Chiel. Oh yes, you have to know them.
you know that I have the honor to be the only place in Italy that hosts the Piscem Hotel Day. I had
Did,
on my
did you
Pêche Mortel is my favorite.
Thank
Duchiel. I
you
mean,
for
it's like it's
Piscem Hotel.
just a
There's
ridiculous beer.
you just gave him a Woody because that is his favorite beer from Canada right there. It's
I had
Pêche Mortel.
9 different versions of Piscem Hotel. 9.
Watch his face.
Okay.
Watch.
You're killing me, Fabio. You're killing me.
Listen
He just said he hates you now.
I
Is that what you said?
No, I said you're killing me. I said.
Oh, he said you're killing me.
When they sent the mail to me and they said, "You are the only in Italy that had," and they sent me the kegs and etc. And I was so excited. That, okay,
The third trip.
it's too much.
I'm going to throw an honorable
John,
mention.
Are you booking a flight right now?
What? What did he say?
He asked if you're booking a flight right now.
Oh, I. What do you think I've been doing every time you guys are talking?
I can recommend a place to stay.
There you go. I figured. Yeah.
But so I'm gonna throw out an honorable mention before I get to my third one. Like I said, there's no 1, 2, 3, but an honorable mention is for this brewery. I pour it every now and I used to pour for them at festivals, and there's a festival, another big festival in New Jersey is called Hunapoo Day. So have you heard of?
Yeah.
Not New
You've
Jersey,
heard of
it's in the
Hunapoo
United
Day?
States, but
Come on, Cigar City.
This guy knows.
he knew it already. What are you doing?
I had all the Hunapoos since 2016.
You had all the Hunapoos.
Yeah, I have one Hunapoos here. If you want.
So the Hunapoos. But I would go.
Me and a friend of mine that is come from US, we vouch on the auction sites, the Hunapoos.
Oh,
And
really?
we have all the all the series.
Oh, it's amazing beer.
In my fridge.
So when Carton was first,
It wasn't a Hunapoo day.
for 4 years in a row.
4 years?
4 years. Part pouring for these guys. So when they were first invited, I went down with. I'm not going to say his name. So the owner of this brewery,
You do it.
if we say his name on the show
Uh-huh.
3 times, he appears magically. He will take. He's taken over the show before, so we don't say his.
Appears live there or here with us?
He appears right there. That's him right
Okay.
there. But no, he will appear like a window like us and take over. You can please put that down. He's actually in Sweden right now.
Yes, he is.
He's in Sweden right
Are
now.
you totally sure?
No, I'm not sure at all. I would not be surprised if he walked through the damn door,
Oh, come on.
knowing him.
Pordenone is well connected.
Oh, he is. Yes, he is. But so this is what I told him. I told him that I gave you some boat beer. I told him that I gave you his sticker, and I said your sticker will either be on the ceiling or on the bathroom door, depending on how much you like his beer. So we'll see if he likes boat, it'll be up there. Not
There
so
you
much.
go.
It'll be back over there in the bathroom. They've got a lot. I took pictures of all the quotes in the bathroom. You got a lot of really great quotes in there. So we'll have to share some of those. So but the third one I'm going to put up there is, and this was it wasn't necessarily a trip that was meant to be a beer trip, but it turned into it. And this is going back. When it was Nashville 6 years ago. About 6 years ago, we went to Nashville, Tennessee, and it was meant to kind of be a family trip of Carrie's, but we basically went, fuck you, family, and we just kind of went our own way, and we hit Gilded Lily, we hit Mantra, we hit a bunch of breweries while we were there, and on the way there, on the way back, and we plan this year to. Um, we're going to do something similar where we're going to because we drove this trip and this is a long drive, so we had to stop, then go to Nashville, drink,
Uh-huh.
come back, then stop on the way back. We stopped in Charleston, West Virginia. Terrifying town at night because there's nobody on the streets. It's like a zombie movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you see one person and you think they want your brains. You
No
just
way.
yeah, it's terrifying.
Your beer.
Charleston, no, because we didn't have beer in our hand. Maybe that's why we weren't attacked. We didn't have beer. He might be right. They wanted our beer. So we went to but we did have sexual chocolate at that the pizzeria we went to, right? Yeah, so
Sexual chocolate. That's
yeah, Foothills
that's
sexual chocolate.
Legion makes a sexual chocolate too.
No, 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 Foothills.
What else?
The Foothills one, which is yeah, so anyway. But we're going to in August because someone was born in August. We're going to kind of do it, but we're going to change it up a little bit. Rather than Nashville, Tennessee, we're going to Asheville, North Carolina. So there is a few cities in the United States that if you're going to go to for beer, we mentioned Portland. Portland possibly
Yeah.
probably number one. Asheville, North Carolina. We're staying in an Airbnb there that
Is it
within,
Palos?
huh?
Is it Palos?
Palos? No, Palos. You don't have an Airbnb in Nashville, do you? Yeah, bed and breakfast, and no,
Yeah.
in Nashville, Tennessee, no,
No,
Nashville,
no,
North
no.
Carolina, no, only here. Okay, so no, but this
We
Airbnb,
can manage somehow.
we will figure this out. But we are in where we are staying. We are half a mile away from 22 breweries.
Oh, way. 22 breweries.
Yeah.
So we can walk to every single one of them.
No way.
I don't know if we'll be able
Oh
to walk.
well. See, let them know too. This is Asheville, North Carolina. We're talking about. The breweries are within a half a mile of each other. So
Most of the breweries,
you're just staying a half a mile away from the brewery.
Asheville's. We're staying in the middle. Asheville's not that big, so most of the breweries are within a mile of one another. And the one that I'm really excited about is Sierra Nevada has a production brewery there. That's going to be a lot of fun. So
Cool.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. But we're also stopping in Richmond, Virginia, which has got a lot of breweries,
Sure.
and we're coming back to Shenandoah. No breweries per se. That's just we need the detox, right?
At that point, yeah.
You need to give your liver a break at some point so it can regenerate.
Sure.
But
Take a break, my friend.
but Asheville, North Carolina, Portland, Maine, Asheville, Portland, Maine, and probably San Diego, Denver, right? Those are probably the top four
Okay.
cities
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
United
I would
States.
say so.
Yeah,
Cities for
Portland, Asheville, Denver, and San Diego. Those are probably the
yeah,
top four cities, and
yeah. Those are top four cities in the
yeah,
U.S. If you're going just for beer,
those are the four.
you got to go to one of
Portland,
those four,
Oregon is probably
or
in
all
the
four
top
of them.
10. Yeah,
All
or
four
hit
of them.
all four of them. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah,
So, all
that
right.
works.
What's
So
does Fabio
did you
have a
guys come up?
list?
Did you come up with any?
Yes.
Paolo's going to start.
Go for it.
So it's the top three, yes?
Top
Top
three.
three, yes.
You can say like let me show.
Number three. I'm sorry. Numero tre.
Number three.
Numero tre.
Germany. Let me say, you remember before we spoke about green beer with
Yes.
age and end? It's like the Oktoberfest in Munich. I've been to craft beer. It's in Kulbach. It's amazing. It's small. It's in the middle of the village, and it's lovely. German beer, of course.
Nice.
Now he went because you were invited by.
Birengel is a local place where every day is Oktoberfest, and they serve German beer. And I used to work for them as a carpenter.
And he went as the translator because he was the only one who spoke German.
There you go.
Numero due.
When your wife calls you and told you, our guests on Airbnb are bringing you into your favorite brewery tonight. Be ready.
That was tonight, and that's say the brewery again.
Radipongo.
Borati Pongo. We did learn that Borati Pongo, the name comes from this horrific, ugly sculpture that her grandfather made? That her grandfather made. She won't share the visual of the sculpture, just
Just
it's
the name.
it's verboten.
Yeah. That's a good beer, by the way.
Verboten is a good beer.
Verboten from Weyerbacher.
Yes. Numero uno.
Una.
Way back home after a night at the pub.
That's always a great trip as long as you make it home.
Exactly.
And there is no polizia involved.
There you go.
No polizia.
if you are by walk, that's
Always.
no problem.
All right. That's
All right.
great. Awesome.
Fabio?
Fabio.
I am on the top three. I am only because every year there's a big fiera, a big exhibition
Okay.
in Italy, in Rimini, by the way. And I have a lot of trips for beers, but this one is so particular. Every year I go there for professional purposes. And
Porpoises like Delfini?
no,
It's a joke.
no. Professional for real. And I go there, and usually there's like 350 breweries.
Really?
Every brewery have 10 taps. Okay.
10?
Yeah.
350 breweries with 10,
Wait a
3,500
second.
beers.
So he's amazed
Try to count.
because here's the thing.
150 breweries.
Because when you go to a beer festival in the U.S., the most taps that you will see from one brewery who's not the host will be 4.
No.
You will never see more than 4 taps. Usually it's 2.
Yeah.
Right?
This is an exhibition, a professional place where all
10
people
taps.
from from pubs, from distributors, etc. go there, and there's a lot of craft breweries, like 300, 400 maybe.
Wow.
And every brewery brought there
It's business to
all the
business.
beers they have.
Oh, it's B2B.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
And you go there, okay? You have an invitation to go there, and I set up 2 days because it lasts maybe 3 days. I have 2 days. When I close the place, I go there, and it's like 200 kilometers or 250. I go there, and I rent an hotel, but I go
I hope
there
so.
on Sunday, and I start. Maybe I close the place at 2 a.m. here on Saturday, okay? And I sleep, and I start 8 a.m. I arrive in the place at 11, and I start drink. Okay,
So
I,
we
I
have.
visit the place all the day, and there's maybe 3,000 different beers. So I drink
As a,
It's crazy.
as
That's
much as
insane.
I can because I need to taste the beers.
so you know what to bring here.
Or yeah, exactly. It's a
Where
professional part
and
of it.
where is that, Dave?
And where is this?
And in Rimini, and they made this on the
Rumini?
end
Did
of
you?
February.
And
Rumini?
John is buying ticket
I
again.
I'm I'm I'm
Again,
I'm
another.
I'm
That-
I have a new window open up. I'm
no,
actually going. Yeah.
We should close on Sunday at 7 p.m. You go on the hotel, you take a shower, and then you go out. You go to a restaurant, and you have
Drink some more.
your night. And then you go to this pub that have 32 taps, where all the people from the craft culture in Italy meet, and you stay there until 4 a.m. Then you go to sleep, and at 10 a.m. On Monday, you're at the exhibition to finish the work. Okay, and you need to
Work.
finish the
You're
work.
calling this work.
Work.
Yeah,
Oh,
This
this
yeah.
is
is
work.
oh yeah. This is important work. This
It's
is
very
very
When
very
you
important.
very
finish,
important work.
You need to go back to home, and then on Tuesday, yeah, you open the
someone
Oh,
place.
yeah.
have to do it.
Someone has to do it, and
Yeah, exactly.
we
Somebody's
have a,
got to do it.
we have a we do have a saying in the
It's
states.
difficult to choose between 3,000 more beers to drink.
I can imagine,
Yeah,
but
because
but you're starting at 8 in
more
the
of
morning
them,
and 10 in the
I
morning.
already drink more of them. So
Well, we
Right.
do have a saying in the U.S. which states you can't say you drank all day unless you start in the morning, right? So, and you're
yeah,
yeah. So there you go.
There you go.
Until
Wow.
some
There you
point,
go.
Uncle Sam-
they ask Fabio for this job.
there you go.
There you go. There you go. We got a comment from Al Gattulo saying, "Looking good, boys." Thanks, Al. Cheers.
So Al's a friend of ours. He's been on the show. He actually he's on radio, and he's got a craft beer show on radio back home.
okay.
So yeah, we'll see him. When are we seeing him for Keith Hernandez Day? That's
July
in
9th. July
July
9th.
9th. So it'll be a New York Mets baseball game
There you
that we're
go.
going to see.
July 9th.
Yep. So we got to figure out. We'll probably hit a brewery first, and I'm sure Al's fine with that. And we'll see if we have a little party in the parking lot before the game.
I'm sure
We'll
we
see.
will. In fact, I'm
Yeah, I'm
not
sure.
sure the time of the game, but we might be partying in the
Mhm.
parking lot first and then hitting the brewery after the game. So,
So John is so close to open the brewery.
Yeah. So well,
All
he's
the best wishes.
yeah, yeah.
so so the thing about any government, they take time
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do things. So
Whoa.
he's got to wait for a lot of different things before they can officially open. There's also the space. He's got most of the licensing. There's like only one thing left, John.
What two things left we got to do?
Two things. He's got two things.
Two hurdles left we got to do, but that's I mean it's just a time consuming
It's
thing.
just a matter of paperwork at this
Yeah.
point, but they'll probably open.
Matter of papers.
Yep, by the end of the year.
Yeah, by the end of the year. But we start our first we're contract brewing in another brewery before that, and we're actually doing our first brew tomorrow morning.
So yeah, so tomorrow morning he was actually happy to jump off to have the show start a little early so he can get to sleep earlier because they're starting their first batch tomorrow morning.
Okay. Whoa, that's nice.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
That's so
there
nice.
you go.
Yeah. There you go. So
Alrighty.
we'll have to figure out a way for you to get some Fabio.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. He just said he's got to figure out a way to get you some over here.
Mm-hmm.
So if I know his brewer, there'll be a little. They'll have Belgians. His brewer loves brewing Belgian styles. Um, just like myself, they're big fans of the Czech styles
Uh-huh.
mhm.
and German styles. So you'll see those as well. British milds. You know, I went crazy when I saw you had a dark mild here. It's
Yeah.
just
I
a
mean, to be
beer.
quite honest with you, between the dark mild and the Baltic porters that you just had, I mean, honestly, as those, honestly, for me, as much as the Cantians, the Cantians
Yeah.
were up here too, but so were those. I mean,
Well, the Cantillons
Baltic
are
porters and
really
dark milds are two of my
as
favorites.
wonderful as Cantillons are. As we know, the Cantillons are all just they're whales. They're a lot of hype, but even with the hype, it's just the quality of those beers are fantastic.
Hmm.
So when you get a Cantillon, you're really drinking it just to go like this to your friends
Right.
because you have one and they don't.
Exactly.
Because right now we can't get Cantillon in the U.S. it hasn't. I haven't seen Cantillon in the U.S. in
So long.
6 years, 7 years,
Yeah. It's been a
8.
while.
I saw they sell on certain my friends from US they send me a picture from some sites that sell on auctions. Cantillon from thousands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Come on, $1,000
we
Yeah.
we, what we call that, the gray market, John.
The gray market. Yeah.
It's called the gray market in the
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah,
And
okay.
we think it's ridiculous.
Gray market.
As much as we love beer, and you'll hear in our circle every now
There's
and
a
then,
limit.
it's just beer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. If
Right.
there's a limit,
Yep.
Right.
what you're saying.
Yep.
And some people want to make money about this, but
Right.
it's too much. Come on.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, we've got the problem in the U.S. where you'll get like a brewery. There's some breweries that have beers that are so sought after that when they sell it,
Look at
it
the
all
screen.
sells
Look at the
out.
screen. Look at the screen.
We're gonna look at the screen right now, and we're gonna pop up. Yeah, this is one. So Kane Brewing makes a beer called Night to End All Dawns. This beer, you heard me telling Anna about this. That when this beer goes for sale, it goes for sale online. What's it? 18 seconds it takes to sell out,
If that long.
if that long. So it's,
18 seconds.
yes, to sell out, and a lot of people are buying it just to resell it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, I
immediately,
know.
so immediately afterwards, you will see things. You'll see posts go up in beer groups. Hey, I've got 3 bottles of the chocolate, 3 bottles of the coconut. What can I get in trade for it, or how much do you want? It's technically illegal.
Hmm. It's completely
The
illegal.
the, tr- the trade the trading is
It's
not
a nice grade between legal and
The
illegal.
the trading's not illegal.
trading it for another beer is not illegal.
Mhm.
Reselling is illegal.
Reselling. If you make an eBay auction, it's not illegal. You're selling
He's
something.
and that's where a lot of I think though, didn't eBay shut that down at one point?
They did.
Because I think they shut it down that you're not allowed to sell alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for the alcohol.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, okay, yeah.
So they did shut it down. So it's almost entirely illegal. I think. I don't think there's
Yeah.
any loopholes left.
No, there's not. There's they've covered all of those. So.
Yep.
Al actually just throw this up before. I just want to throw this up really quick. Al said maybe we'll meet up at Ebbs behind City Field in the old McKellar space. It's a 4:05 start for the Mets game.
There we go.
So
Well,
and obviously they're not retiring the number during the game. They're retiring it before. So our best bet is probably to tailgate, maybe hit up Ebbs and get in early, watch the ceremony, watch the Met game, and then at 7:00 or so when it's done, leave and stop at a brewery on the way back.
yeah.
That's
Well,
probably
we'll see, but depends upon when other breweries open. Maybe we hit Fifth Hammer first or something. We'll see. We'll see about the
It'll be
timing.
quick. We'll look at the timing. And Carrie said scalpers regarding the people selling the beer too. By the way.
And also tickets. Yes,
She's sitting right across from you, so I figured I'd involve her.
she's sitting right down there.
Here you go.
She's right over there. Hi.
There you go.
So, but
Yeah.
so we'll figure the timing out, Al, as we get closer.
There you go.
We got a bunch of stuff to happen first yet,
Absolutely.
so we'll get there.
We'll figure
Alrighty,
it out.
we ready to close it up?
I think we're ready to close it up.
We're ready to close it up.
Before I actually get to that, Fabio, Paolo, thank you both so much for coming on the show. This is
Thank
amazing.
both of you to coming on the show, and really thank you for inviting
Everything.
us to the space, being able to use the space.
You know what? For me, I was there with you guys.
Really a pleasure and share culture about beers and experiences and having a speaking.
Well, because we started our trip off learning about wine culture.
John, when you want to come here, you're so welcome.
Absolutely.
I have a lot of bottles just
Works for
in
me.
my storage room for you.
We will.
There you
We
go.
will plan it. We will definitely plan it out. Seriously.
So he's definitely got to plan that. Yeah, he needs to get here. You need to get here, John.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So
For your
Absolutely.
mental health.
Absolutely.
he needs a lot of help for his mental health.
Yeah, this is true.
This will
Very
go a
true.
long way. Not
There you go.
entirely the whole way.
I know. Anyway.
Alrighty. So
All
now,
right.
now this is the part. This is the part you need to listen to. This is talking about where he goes to the spiel at the end. You'll get it a little on delay, but you still need to listen to it because he just tears through this all the different platforms we're on. So put your headphones on and listen. I'm going to give you my headphones so you can hear.
There you go. All right.
Having fun
Anyway, we'll wrap up. There you go. Exactly. We'll wrap the show up for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thanks for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.loggerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Logger Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night around 6:30. It was a special time tonight because it gets later earlier in Italy. So anyway, for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcast, and iHeartRadio as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Guys, thank you both so much for coming on the show. It's been amazing.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Grazie for coming on. It's been amazing. I
Been a
feel
pleasure.
with the interaction here, just looking at you guys through this camera, I feel like I was there in the bar with you guys tonight.
You are with us. You are
Absolutely.
with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I will get there. I'll stay by you, Paolo. I will come and drink beer with you, Fabio, and we will definitely get there at some point. But until then, drink a lot of beer and drink responsibly, and we will talk to you soon. Take care, folks.
Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Wow.